What's going on, guys? Long time no see. It's been a little bit, and with MSI coming up, I need to kind of brush up on some of these finals and playoff games. So what better way to show that than VOD reviewing them? This will be on the first game for GenG versus T1. T1, they got kind of just smashed by HLE. Then they kind of ran it back. Now they're against GenG. GenG has just remained strong the entire time. And the expected result is GenG winning, mostly just because, well, one, history itself says GenG will win. But also just the fact that they've been so consistently good throughout the entire split compared to T1. So it's definitely GenG favored. However, a lot of things can change. This is a blind review. I haven't seen any of these games, so all my reactions will be basically fresh. So let's go into the draft. I'm not too... how would I say it? My knowledge on LCK drafting is not like at the top. However, 14.6, I do understand it. Vi, very common ban, mostly just because there's just a lot of like easy access for Vi to latch onto these particular bot laners, like especially like Zeri, like Jinx. Also, the champ just offers a lot of creativity with her ability to just like queue over walls quickly and move around the map. Varus, you know, there's still Varus and Kalista as like primary early fighters. There's also Draven that's in the back pocket of Guma. Senna, again, very prevalent. Nothing has really happened to her at this point on 14.6 compared to others. Kalista first pick, again, the premier, you know, carry, of course. Guma has a Draven, maybe they go that route. Ori's interesting mostly because it's not like the most... it's kind of fallen off a little bit as being a primary pick. Let me lower this a little bit. TF, that's expected. Even though TF received nerfs and he's definitely not OP in top lane, his R still allows him to be very forceful and annoying, especially for the like just being able to join fights as it is. So that's fine. Talia. Okay, so there was like Ahri at the like, you know, there was Ahri, there was Nico, though Nico's not as nearly as good as it used to be. So really it's like Talia, Ahri, and they chose Corki as an answer into Azir instead of choosing something to like... yeah, see, like, not even surprised, right? Like, Guma has a Draven. That's why I thought, okay, them letting Kali through, that's probably maybe why they didn't give a shit so much. Nautilus, when I recalled how LCS playoffs were going, and kind of how, like, the meta was going at the time for LCS playoffs, like, Nautilus was a huge premier champ to have in your back pocket. And right now they have latching, like zoning abilities for Draven, so you can't just free hit. You have Corki with range. Interesting to see Corki still, though. Renata, very expected. Like it's a champion that we always saw into like Nautilus. It's a champion that just works well with Draven, so he can go his full limits. They banned Jace. If they're banning Jace, what are they fishing for? Cassante's like pretty terrible. I mean, Cassante's good for them, but it's not very good for them. Also, Rel's a really good pick too at this point. I wonder if you would ban Rel, because Rel can eat Mauar and W away. Do they need like a strong... no, because it's Mal... well, yeah, it has to be Maokai jungle, because Maokai support received nerfs at this point. A lot of people didn't like playing it at this after all of it. Xin Zhao. Interesting. I don't know. I think I'd be afraid of Rel because it's a ton of engage options along with like capabilities of dealing with the Maokai. And Xin Zhao. Poppy. Well, the Poppy's a pretty good pick in the sense that, I mean, obviously Poppy is good into Kalista. They could have also banned Poppy instead of Alistar. Viego. Mr. Rumble. They see the Jace ban, so what? They're gonna pick Rumble and reply that, like, Jace is banned. What can they take with this? I mean, they have to take an 80 top no matter what. And TF is banned. Aatrox is like okay, but not the greatest. You wouldn't take Renekton, so they're gonna go Viego. Okay, so so they can't go Rel anyways if they're going Rumble, by the way. Just to make that clear, just because this guy's like 80-20 like AP, so they had to go AD here. If they didn't go Rumble, I guess they're worried of a counter Rumble, and they can't just take Cassante, or they don't want to take Cassante into that champ and give them that kind of like strength. I mean, if this champion was that problematic to them, like they could have banned it instead of the Alistar. I guess we'll see what they take in support, because Leo kind of sucks. They'll take Braum. Braum is probably like your best option. Like, they have range. Nautilus is gonna like throw his shit down. Like, you kind of need... They need something to help him live. I mean, that's like primarily what he needs. And right now, with Viego locked in, honestly, they could choose an Enchanter, which would be extremely interesting if they did that. Even though it's not typically what you would see. Because obviously if Nautilus hooks, like, you know, it could turn a little deadly, but like Lulu isn't actually that bad here. It really isn't. But I don't think they're gonna go that way.
Your mid jungle 2-for-2 is not looking too strong. Although Chovy obviously expected to do great things in mid to late game. You don't have outside of the Nautilus that much CC to set up. You do have the double equalizer.
Unless it's Maokai support. Then I wouldn't do that. Aatrox. Oh my god, it is. Oh shit. Oh, it's Poppy support, sorry. Oh, that's... I don't know about that. I need to think about this for a second. So, like, Aatrox was the most obvious pick into Rumble. Like, I'm trying to just think about anything they could do, and they had to choose an 80 top. Like, that's basically it. Like, unless you're gonna play, like, Akshan, or some, I don't know, some range top. Like, can I even imagine it right now? Like, the options he has. Like, there's Camille, but that's not good at this point, so I would never choose it. Rek'Sai is not good into that champion. It's actually one of the Rek'Sai's worst like matchups. You can play Kled, but it's really dicey and not that great. There's like pretty much nothing. Like, it's just how Rumble is. So yeah, this is the only champion. So they were kind of locked into taking this, and I guess I should have. I mean, I guess it was already shown at this point, right? Because, like, obviously it's gonna be Aatrox, but I don't know what I'm thinking, dude. I'm cooked. My brain is cooked. Poppy support, though. I don't know. I guess that's why they chose Viego in the end. And why they didn't want to go like Rel something else, or like Rel like Aatrox themselves, because they see Maokai Poppy, so it's like all defensive, like don't engage on me kind of situations. So even though Rel is like good overall, the idea that, oh well, I mean, if you guys are gonna play like a back kiting style with Draven like Azir, like we will just pick you apart. Comp wise, like GenG won hard. Like, it's not even close. The number thing they have to be worried about level 1, honestly, it's just Poppy Flash moments that gain priority without like much force. I'm not sure. It looks like they might go, because if they're fishing level 1 for wards on bot side, that must mean that GenG was planning to do 3 camp red into bot invade, because they will have push bot. Like the Poppy doesn't do anything. Or at least in theory, he shouldn't do anything. It seems like he's doing a 2 camp invade because he's expecting owner to like start bot side, and it kind of delays, but I don't know. Like, yeah, he can go for the Gromp at this point and do red into the Gromp, and then they're still trading. But that would be really wasteful. Like, you notice, like, Owner doesn't even take the time to go for it, which is correct. Chovy has a ward on the Raptors, so, like, he already knew, like, okay, he's here. We don't have to worry about it. It's not going anywhere. Naturally, Keen has a push top. No surprise there. Here's the thing. When Poppy uses W to block the Knot Hook, it doesn't matter. Like, the only bad outcome that can happen for Nautilus in those situations is that it gets blocked, Draven throws E, and he starts running Nautilus down. That is the big issue, but if nothing happens, Nautilus will just get his hook back up sooner than Poppy W, and they'll go again. And they'll zone them, they'll pressure them, so... Figure gets a ward on Raptors too. Chovy off to a good start. This matchup, the Corki versus Azir, used to be pretty Corki favored in the sense that Corki could always get push. So the fact that he could push allows you to kind of like make the moves you want to make in early game compared to Azir. All he does is he presses E and he just runs at you. Owner uses the ward, just runs straight in, and Q Smite is definitely a lot stronger than anything Viego can do. He has Krugs on the bot side, but he also knows that enemy Raptors will be spawning in a bit, and then also this will be spawning. The top wave is pulling out. Oof. And Keen was healthy enough that he didn't have to do anything. And so instead of Keen giving the opportunity for Zeus to kind of be able to walk down and maybe stop this, he just blows his sums and just pushes Zeus out. Also, Zeus is already TP'd, so, and his jungler's on top side. So overall, like, there's just a lot going for him. It seems he's going to choose to let the wave build into him, like keep the freeze. Hold on, I'm going to pause. So it looks like he's keeping the freeze to get a base off instead of trying to build it and then use his Viego's time to come back up here and crash it with him so he gets a fatter base. This way, so there's a way like he could have just rebuilt it, you know? He would have ulti, Viego do these camps and then come back up, and then they can either dive or he just bases and like that's it. And typically that's probably how it would go unless his Corki had a move, which to be fair, right now, it looks like Corki would have gone a move. So they could have gone for this kind of play. But the only thing is the outcome is that their bot lane that's fighting, this Maokai has full range of all this. So if he goes up here, then he's going to go down here. And of course, naturally, it's just like, what's your preference? Are you okay possibly your Kalista like getting screwed over from this unless they massively outplay the situation bot? Or are you more preference on just having him get like a fine base, nothing happens, and then ensuring nothing happens down here, and then you just continue to scale up, and since your comp wins, you win. And this is very much an LCK like team decision. Now, going to this. So Kalista's up some CS. That's extremely expected. They know their jungler won't be down here for a little bit. I feel like Lehen's going for this flash is just not... Was that actually worthwhile? Like... They must like W's like this guy's W is up too, so like and Pace is not looking for it. And this gets Callista level 5. So they're trying to play on a level 5 timer, and they know that Maokai won't be here yet. But Azir also has... Either they're assuming Azir's gonna base to match what Corki did, which is probably what's happening here. Yeah, which is definitely how, because Corki ended up taking a lot of HP trades that like he played for pushing getting the crash, so if Azir misses his base timer, then he's screwed. So Azir can't come. So Lehens knows Azir can't come. So he's flashing, and Pace hits level 5, but Pace also isn't really... Like, if you notice, he's going back and forth, but the reality is, like, he should already start kind of be sitting here and then being able to go forward and then go up this way. Because if he goes around this way, Poppy has to, like, dash all the way over, push this guy over, press W, and then they can target him. And so now it's, funny enough, it actually is winning for GenG. Like, their bot lane. Especially if you look at the items, like, he has, like, a Dirk. This guy's double longsword. It's pretty winning. And he has cleanse, though. He has heal. Yeah, it probably is still. But he just has to move this way. Like, he needs to sit here and be able to move this way. And it looks way better. But, I mean, like, they're just disconnected. So, it doesn't really end up being as good as it could be. Like, yeah, like, sure, Draven, like, lost HP. And that is partially on Guma, like, going for a few extra autos. But he didn't lose sums. Like, they traded supports full sums for support Ignite. And naturally, if you trade heavy, when your jungler can't be there, you're fucked. Like, maybe I shouldn't say you're fucked, but like, you're definitely like in a position where you have to be a little mindful on like your trades and like what's happening now. This is so funny though. So there also could be, I'm really trying to break down because I know like LCK teams can be pretty smart on like how they want to tackle the map. And another idea might be that if they win this trade, if they get this kill, which is possible, they could build this, crash it, and then they're safe versus them letting it just stall out and then jungler coming. But I think once they're so low, like Canyon decides like, okay, I'm just gonna come top. And yeah, this is really awkward for Zeus. He doesn't even have a ward or anything, so he's like kind of left on his own. And Owner, like, ideally, you know, Owner could have gone up topside, done the Krugs, and then come up topside to kind of match this. But again, he's just depending on Zeus, who has no flash, who has no TP, who has no wards to handle it. No expectations from mid. And Zeus, he's just really hard. I mean, like, he misses like his shit. But even then, like, even if like, he can't hard trade in this situation, and yeah, he dodges the flash, he gets another like Viego flash, which is really good. This results in them going for the dragon. He pulled the wave, so it's gonna pull out again. So they're gonna get another time of the fight. And Nautilus is already heading up here, and it looks like they're swapping up here.
And this is one of the things you can do if you are the one with Prio, because the bot lane Prio that can shove out the wave you see now, caught by Guma and Keria, and because Keen is rotating the trophy, you can just
And the wave's pulling out, so he is gankable. He doesn't have flash. He's dead. That's it. He's dead. So now we get into a situation as can they hold the wave? Because they send Chovy down here, which is obviously way better when you look at it. Like, Chovy, again, is trading hard for his HP, but he's doing it so he can get the push. He knows he won't die to Azir. He knows where Maokai is. You know, Maokai did Dragon, so Chovy's, like, pretty much maximizing gold. And it's not like he has high presence, it's just he has good knowledge of, I can literally do this to get my base. Like, I'm not inting, I'm not making myself a play, I'm just doing this because I'm going to get a base and get out. And since he's down here, yeah, like, he can clear this wave. Yes, Poppy can flash on him, there is some danger for Chovy still. So it's not like it's, like, the perfect situation. But he is getting farm. And they killed Aatrox. They're going to try to go for the second set of grubs. He's able to get top camps. So jungle got ahead. Bot lane got ahead. Mid lane is fine. And then once this kind of settled, because he can get plates here, but ideally, honestly, ideally, Rumble would take a base here too. Kalista would base, and then they would kind of do their swap back through, because Kalista would already be coming bot to replace the situation. But they're having Rumble like come in and replace this. So I wonder if this is a little improper. Because now Chovy didn't even get to base because of the situation now. Because Kalista decided to not come and take plates, Chovy was not able to get his base. So ideally, she bases and says screw the plate. It's one plate, says screw it, comes bot. Then Chovy can base, and then Chovy will go here, and then a Rumble can either base or go up here. And that way everything's like fine. But the reality now is that Chovy's like, okay, well, my TP's coming up soon, right? Like, TP's almost up. I'm just gonna trade my HP again. I'm gonna push this guy out. Which is great. I mean, honestly, this is like fantastic. He's gonna push the next wave, and then he's gonna base. Or he's gonna, we'll see. I assume he's just gonna push this next wave, and then he himself will base, TP, and everything has corrected itself just a little bit. It's not like the most ideal, but it has corrected itself a little bit. Faker stayed, because Faker's TP is coming up. Very common, you know, if you're a mid laner, like, you will overstay just because you have TP, because you want to get that, like sometimes your buy's like really shit, even though, like, yeah, ideally I should base now, but my buy is so bad that, like, I shouldn't. And it's only usually okay if you have TP. This is definitely not my favorite setup, but especially because, like, Keen was already having a good, like, set into Zeus, but maybe the idea behind this also is the fact that Zeus has Hex Drinker. So to him, it's like, even though I'm ahead versus Zeus, like, that item does kind of flip the matchup around a bit until I get a bit stronger. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dodge it completely. I mean, granted, they did send Kalista back top. They did send Paze back top so they could get those extra grubs. So, like, there was a cause to it. But I just want to say, if they did keep him bot, Draven would have to base to match the Kalista base. They would have shoved this, and they easily could have just pressured this. Like, it would have been the same thing, it just would have been a little bit different.
Obviously, the Hextech Alternator actually does a decent amount of damage.
And right now, she's like, the Kalista's not getting anything for top lane. So unless, like, they're gonna get some dives off or something, it's just kind of like, it's just a less optimized, like, lane setup. Like, you just don't really pressure that well from this. Like, they're still farming, which is great, but, like, they don't really pressure that well from this. But then eventually got the lead in a 2v1 for the bottom lane showing up, and he's losing farm, and he's got a Hex Drinker against the lethality Kalista. Like, there's so many things that you can list up as to why Zeus is going to get behind in this game. And GenG, they should be rotating. So now we officially have normal lanes. This is anticipation towards the dragon coming up. And Rumble has even... What did Rumble do? Rumble took one wave, and then he came down bot just to ensure that they could get it. But they have package. So to me, I feel like this was always just going to be, like, a GenG dragon. Like, I don't think Keen had to come bot, to be honest.
scare there. Thank you, Jonas Raw. Again.
As always. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you with the double equalizer essentially there with the Valkyrie, you know, turning the package and having the equalizer itself is just not something someone can fight. I think in a normal game without the lane swap, they probably would have
Now keep in mind, like, these LCK teams play a pretty high tempo game, so like junglers are always farming for the most part, trying to be super optimized and keep themselves in a reasonable spot to fight. And their laners are so good that, you know, typically like they play around situations rather well. But I don't know. This is just slowly going into GenG's like wave while nothing's happening. Like literally, like honestly, this draft is just playing out as is. Like they're swapping Kalista back in the top side so they can get Herald. They used Rumble to come from top to get Dragon. Like they're working well together. But like T1 has not tried anything. Like it's clear that Chovy is like over forcing like mid pushes to get his bases, and Faker could try to gauge like, oh, I think he's gonna try this. Let's be on mid wave and fight for this. But it's not really happening. And then you have situations like this where it's like he's kind of just getting chunked out by Chovy. Like Chovy's rocket, like rockets are just slapping. He almost just died there too. And it's awkward because it's like Rumble did this wave, and for T1, like they're trying to figure out how to respond. Like Rumble's gonna take the mid wave, but they have what? They're scared of their red being pressed? Is it just because they're just behind every single play? Because Kalista's taking her base here now. So Draven already got his base over Kalista, I assume. Yeah, so Draven already got his base over Kalista. And yeah, Herald's coming up, but why is he not doing the next one? Like Poppy's already like deploying in the top side. And they just took Dragon. And I wonder if they know that they went long. They have no idea. But this Kalista is taking a secondary base. So they could have deployed, Poppy could have deployed bot side, even though, yeah, she could go top side and like fish around. Like your Azir's also basing at the same time, or he wants to. So based on that knowledge, like if he asks this guy, are you gonna base? There's nothing to play on mid. Like there's no play for like a while. So the only thing now he can do is like, I can defend top if they dive and they deploy down here. But at the same time, to me, I'm like, you could have gained control on bot side, and they would have to respond to that. Like maybe like Rumble has to go down here and like equalizer it or something like that, you know? Or maybe Chovy has to go answer it. Like you can pull someone in this situation as T1, but they chose like the worst possible like way, which is just we lost our Raptors because we're slow. We have no play on bot side. We're late on each mid wave, and then Rumble even gets this push over them while Kalista is top side. So like at this point I'm like, okay, Kalista's showing top, let's get mid, but like we can't because we're so scared of like our like red getting contested. Which I don't know. I know I'm rewinding the situation a lot, but it's just it's so awkward. It's just so awkward. They're just down so much time on the map. And I think it partially is just them not acknowledging that like this play is dead. Like Poppy has 3 wards here, right? Oh, so this is the first play they did make on mid. So I'm wrong. So technically they did fish one time on mid with Faker at 11 minutes, and it didn't work out.
And I mean, this is just something that you look at, you see the extra advantages here for lane swap coming through in a big way, and this just really hurts the Aatrox spikes.
Yeah.
The one big loser in this one does feel like
I just feel like Dragon's coming up. And I know they're worried about topside, but he has TP2, so like you shouldn't care if something happens. I feel like Kyria has played a bad early game. I like his presence and where he should be and what he can do. He's getting too distracted on like these top looks and reading some of these waves, because he has no wards, right? Like, he has one ward. He could have saved some of his wards, technically. Regardless, like, nothing's happening here. Okay. You know, they get this, like, this base here. Okay. Draven could base if he wants to, but he doesn't have to. You know, like I said, Poppy could come down here, and, like, he can push this wave, and then they can push another wave and force someone to come down, and then Poppy can move up, and you can test Herald second. Not first, but second. And then you just press Malar, you throw, like, a whole bunch of abilities at them, and that's it. But the reality is, like, you're kind of losing these situations, and so, like, Faker shouldn't be here. Like, once Faker pushes this, like, he should move to mid, at least, like, feint halfway up at least, and then you'd be ready. Like, he would be on this wave here, like, close to the mid wave, but the reality is he's still contesting bot, gets punished, and then once they get pulled, so, like, let's see, like, Poppy starts getting pulled to here, but it's already too late, you know, like, it's already way too late. At this point, like, Furia needs to say, like, alright, whatever happens, let's get mid-wave, you know? Because, like, he's also going to get a free timer to push out top. But he moves, so he's not on mid, and then, I don't know if they knew, because, like, they don't know this. Like, GenG literally doesn't know this, so, like, if Poppy's on the right side, like, Poppy's just coming at them with W now. Also, Maokai should be on mid, too. Like, he shouldn't move where he is, he should stay around mid. Like, who cares about bot? Like, just control 2 lanes, give up the bot turret, and take Herald. Like, that's, like, the advantage you get. But instead, they're trying to do, like, too much, and he gets caught. And it's not even Guma's fault, honestly. Literally, it's not even Guma's fault. But this leads to them getting Herald while trying... Oh. He has flash, he's fine. He's dead. Oof, really good fucking... It's incredible that he guesses that, but, like, they're expending now 2 TPs, two TPs, Poppy, Maokai, at what? Like, you just spent so much to get, like, just that? That's not good. It's definitely a play to, like, get back in the game, of course, but it definitely doesn't feel good.
Yeah, you don't see it coming, but it's the Maokai locks him down, and that was an absolute necessity for T1, because I think that play ends up not working out. The cross map is better for GenG, you start to fall behind, and instead, at least Guma is a lot stronger.
Now, we'll still have to see if we can actually see T1 group up for a 5v5 fight, because the prio for GenG has been so oppressive, we haven't been able to see that just yet, and as the Dragon spawns in 45 seconds, the Cloud Soul to start, GenG still have that prio, they still have the better group, and Guma won't be able to utilize that gold if he can't get into position, he's very low range to actually get
Drag's coming up. Chovy's super good spot. Draven knows some, so he can't even fight, like, well at all. Aatrox items are super good. Really good. If Corki has package, it's a dead play. He has it. Oh, yep, he has it. It's a dead play. This is gonna be super hard to contest. T1 does not have first move. They used Poppy R randomly. They're trying to use these spells to zone, because, like, they're trying for a quick pick, but too late. Can't contest. Could they have gone here sooner? Like, Poppy has 2 wards and drags up in 30 seconds. A minute before, Poppy has 2 wards still. Draven's taking a late base to get... So he got his item, so no matter what, because of Draven's base, they're contesting second. But also, if they're tracking package, they should know that this is a dead play. So in theory, Zir should have gone up to push another wave. And if he didn't show initially and then he started shoving, they could start playing for 2 lanes, which would have been way better. But T1 is, like, constantly eyeing these objectives when they're just not practical. Like, losing the second dragon doesn't matter so much. Also, I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. That's actually pretty funny. And then naturally, because of this, they get access to bot wave. They are fine on mid wave and nothing's happening top. So for GenG, it's like everything's fine. Like, they literally even got the deep push bot. He does this. Okay. Like, this turret is still like in a very prone spot. And Poppy also took her base to get wards, which again, like, Kira should have done this ages ago. So, like, they don't see Kira basing. So I think they're only doing this just off the read that they have the bot and mid control. And then somehow Faker... Oof, Equalizer is so fucking good though. But Faker just doesn't flash this shit. Oh god, does Poppy go in? What is Poppy doing? I'm almost surprised Chovy almost died. Huh. Poppy lost his flash.
GenG versus T1. It's 2-to-1 kills. You're like basically pretty even in gold, and Chovy's on Corki. Yeah, we think he's gonna be favored. And watch how this breaks out, because as you mentioned, the ults are down, and yet Faker's toss was Emperor's Divide. Lens probably calls it instantly. Yo, he doesn't have Emperor's Divide. Let's dive this turret. We have Equalizer on Nautilus. I'm gonna look for these hooks. And Carrier here, just a feeble attempt to push them away, but takes so much damage. He's not buying items, that's not a farming Poppy. He's just not that tanky. All he's got right now is the Celestial Officer.
I don't know. It's gonna be awkward. I mean, a lot of this comp, and I've seen this comp before, like the Draven Maokai. But like the other pieces don't necessarily make sense. Like the Maokai Poppy especially is just a terrible combo. Horrible combo. And GenG properly like drafted around it versus drafting into it, which, my bad again. Somehow my brain did not connect the two, and yeah, it was definitely the right call to go Viego. And so let's focus on the game. So Chovy gets a deep push, again, still building his items. Here, I wouldn't push into the vision yet. I know they want to, but at least for me, like, once Keen pushes this out, like, Chovy could go top. And so, like, he could test this, like, top situation, and they have movement, they just have to hold the river. So, like, you're getting this, right? Chovy's going up here with Keen pushing this. Or he's gonna go this way too, right? And T1 is just teetering between this. Like, this is all they got. So if they can defend this, great. But if they let midwave slip through, they have to back off this area. Like, they literally have to back off and defend this, and then this becomes way harder, and then this guy gets this push, or Zero has to go up here, and then at that point, GenG can just easily overtake this part of the map. But they're rushing things, Canyon's rushing it, Lehens is rushing it, so really good by T1 to know, like, this is for sure, like, the, like, fight they want to take. And I'm trying to see, like, oh man, it's so nice that the Raptors are there for him. Doesn't have to burn his flash. And where's my Callista? I'm curious. Did Pace have to use his cleanse here? Yeah, he did. Guma was about to start unloading on him, so... But he also saw the Mauer coming, right? Yeah, I see the Mauer here, so I'm going left once, or I'm staying here as Pace. And then once this goes through, and whoever catches it, whether it's Canyon or Lehens, and this guy tries to pop through, you go hard, right? Chovy's also coming in. Yeah, he just could have played that better. Pace 100% could have played that better.
A close call, as you say, and T1 really need to be ready for a punish any overextend here from GenG. But the vision game is strong. The ward setup here for GenG, insane. There's no flank wards for that Aatrox. We were mentioning that he has had fantastic flanks on the pick so far this season. Doesn't have teleport now, and there's nowhere to teleport for these objective fights, so they can't get any map control back. One thing that's big is that whereas GenG's engage is really, really good. Like, they don't get the best front line, I think. Lance obviously is pretty squishy, can get focused down. We've seen that happen with the non-farming Nautilus. Snap engage fights. If you look at T1, that isn't really the case. The counter engage is really good.
Brings up in a minute.
Individual members that we saw Kenny there on the puppy, but once you lose control of the map, and look at the wards right now.
Now they have to be worried about Baron situations. Since GenG has control of Baron, they have no vision there. GenG can easily trade this dragon to get Baron. So they have all the cards to win. Like, they could be very much a lose-lose situation for T1. So they have to just kind of pray nothing happens. And let's see how Poppy does this, because Poppy gets this ward here. And so this ward helps them like see if they're on Baron or not, right? Like, this is like rather important. They clear it though. So this is all cleared. And so now at this point, you teeter between the two. Like, I would already start be moving into the left side, into the Baron. Like, they want to get the dragon, but they also want to get the bot wave, though. This is probably better. Like, because in theory, like, yeah, they literally could start messing with this, and it's going to be rough. And if they know the time of these wards, which is not too long ago, most likely Poppy just dropped a bunch of wards and based. And I don't know. It's rough because they want to come down here so they can boost this guy so he can get this wave out. This guy can easily get this wave out if he wants to. They also have control of mid, and then they have this, and then they have this. So, like, they have everything, right? Like, technically, they have everything. So he gets the top wave, and he's able to get the bot wave. All the while, their Nautilus, like, actually was able to base. And do they have package again? They do. So every time, like, the dragon's coming up, he always has the package. And so for T1, they have to make it, like, a straight decision, especially with their base timers, because it's like, what? A minute before, Aatrox is coming a little late. And then even Azir is basing to do what? To get more mana? He's super low mana, actually. Because he's doing Grom. That's a mistake. Because if he doesn't get his... Oh, he does get his buy. So he's trying to last, like, so he can get his buy. But again, they're late to the dragon. So now they're contesting second, which is always a little awkward. Their engage sucks. Like, the only way this works is if, like, Poppy is in this bush for the wall's sake. And then they just wall bang someone with Maokai R and they just go hard. But they can't. And then this is just going to turn into... Yeah, I mean, like, it's just... Nothing's going to happen. Like... Dude, he has such good ultis. He still has package. What? Oh, did Faker just walk up at the end? Because I figured this is like just like the situation in the river is like done. I mean, I get it. Like, they kind of need to do last desperation plays. Oof. I don't know if he has, I don't know if he has the Hydra item active in that moment. Profane. But if he did, he actually might be dead. Like, Pace might actually be dead. It was a really good look by Aatrox, and also kind of... Ooh. Doesn't matter. The big thing is the fact that Keen has been rather self-aware on his waves, his map movement. Like, he's had a ton of pressure. Like, Chovy's base timings and like just general timings have been good, but the presence and like ultis and assists that Keen has been having in this series, like this game, really good. Really good. Even if there's like objectively some things I would change in how they approach like their swaps, it's been objectively really good. Oh, so they're gonna get... This is smart. Holy shit. It looks like Keen ends up going bot here. Even though Chovy has even though Chovy has TP, so Chovy should go bot. And Rumble went down there, so he's not present in this fight. Rumble's here. They're out though. Oh no. He's tried keeping them off, but they might kill the rest. That was really smart by T1. And that was actually... Funny enough, after I was just saying that Keen has been doing a good job with his shifts and presence, yeah, I mean, that's like him on him and mid. Like, Chovy definitely should go bot with TP, and Rumble should never go bot there. Ever. They're late again, but this is expected because at this point, like, they're down in gold. Like, enemies always having push over them. Like, can't really do too much. And he has, dude, every time the package comes up, like, it's just, what can they do? This is a little bit different because this time, like, so the Maokai is pressing R to gain control fast, but it's too early. Like, he needs to wait for his Azir to be here, then press it, and if Azir can start hitting these guys and pull the Kaliar, then it's actually good. Aatrox, meanwhile, is taking the wave. Do not recommend. Like, you give the wave and you try to hold this flank or something, so at least you're ready to, like, fight. But he's showing, so now it's like, okay, this is not as dangerous. Probably why Lehens is sitting here. And they know Azir's not immediately in this situation, so he's not here. And he's not here. Though I will say, I don't think Lehens should ever try to hook. Just saying, I don't think Lehens should ever try to hook. Also, if he backs up to this situation and they enter here, it's over. Like, the Rumble ulti will destroy them. So, yeah, too early for him, and Lehens is... The movement is fine to be here, but hooking is terrible. He has a stopwatch. So, I'm trying to think if this is actually the right play, because Keen can definitely zone out Zeus. Keen also could have just ran this way, and they could have just toppled them completely with their ultis, and that would have been fine. Like, this guy has no flash, no flash, no flash. Flash, flash, flash. Like, all your carries have flash, and all you need is one Viego reset. I think this is not the play. I think he can literally harpoon this guy. I feel like he could literally just press E on this guy and then just dip. And if Chovy's like always threatening this over here, because Poppy W doesn't stop this, and she actually already used Poppy W here, you can go all in. Like this guy could literally just walk up. Like, the Rumble R comes down, this comes down, and then you just back out. They're gonna lose all their HP, and then you take it. But, whatever. So they're doing it this way. So Lehens is, like, trying to buy time. Also, it wasn't stopwatch, it was, Klissar. They kill this guy. They use package. They use Rumble ulti. Pathetic. Honestly, that was actually such a sad fight by GenG. Like, that was actually such a sad fight. Like, I know they still have Rumble ulti in this situation, and they actually still have Nautilus ulti. So this is too early. Like, I've liked all of his ultis, and maybe in the end this is still fine what they did, because yeah, like you did kill Zeus and you still have Rumble ulti. Like if he used Equalizer here, then it'd be really bad. But just wait till they walk a little bit closer, Rumble ulti this, and just play it off. Like this guy still has ulti too, so like you're in a really good spot. And after this kill, like Chovy can go this way. Like Chovy might as well go this way and start threatening rockets in here. Like he still has flash, like nothing's gonna happen to him. Like literally nothing will happen to him. So he's failing, and this ulti was a fail. It was just a full-on, just poor execution, because this ulti is like okay, but again, imagine if it's like this, then you have to walk out of this. And now Owner's in a really bad position. Like Nautilus has flash if necessary. Poppy R was really good. And for whatever reason, Canyon is still just like hitting the dragon. Like, what are you guys doing? What is happening there? Are you fucking kidding me? What is he even buying? A last whisper? That doesn't even matter at this point. I mean, it's like fine to get the buy, but like he gets his wave. Like once I see this guy here, like I'm running right, but he's window shopping. Doesn't flash. Azir doesn't even have flash. And now they gain control, like some brief control. Oh.
It does feel like he is a true successor here, the Royal Road back to back. He's never lost a season. Every season he's played and he's lifted the trophy. We'll see if he can hold that true once again for this punch by Faker.
Trying to do something here, trying to set something up. It feels very nice to have an Nautilus, but now when there's a Poppy standing right there. C1 drooping off the end of the lane, maybe trying to make a play towards the Baron that is going to spawn in 30 seconds. That has been their favorite objective.
Big thing here is, as mentioned, with no cloud soul, nice to fight for lane.
Oh boy, Owner just trying to walk away, but this one Equalizer is huge again. And Owner is going to be left out to...
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what some of these guys are doing, to be honest. Like, this is the problem with like playing against Nautilus. Obviously, like he just always hook. Like Owner should go right because that's where his team is, but for whatever reason he's staying in left, and then he just kills himself. He also has no flash, so like obviously this is never that good. And then these guys have a clear option to do Baron on spawn. You push this, you don't have Equalizer, you don't have Kalista, but that's fine. Corki can sit here if he wants to. And then just look for poke. And you can start this. Nautilus. What was Nautilus conditions? Nautilus doesn't have the base, so you don't even need more wards at this point. Like, doesn't matter. Just like throw your body at it. Doesn't matter. Like, they have zero engage, literally none. And then, what is actually happening? Like, they managed to just do nothing and like create pressure that just never like should happen. They have to use Kalista R again, and then somehow T1 is on the option of doing Baron somehow. What is Canyon doing? What is anyone doing? Because this whole situation occurs, and now Maokai's fresh from base. Also, it looks like Poppy snuck a base in here too, while Nautilus is like still poor conditions, and they didn't need wards right away, so Nautilus is actually slower than Poppy. Canyon's like rushing in, but like it's not in a position where you have to rush. Also, the Equalizer can be a little better, because ideally, you want the Equalizer to be about here, So these guys have to be like playing in this box. This box allows you to just DPS them. Azir's already hitting from here, you kind of know that. So if Azir's hitting from here, he has like not much threat. Like this range is like not like you can react to this range always. Maokai R. Maokai R. There's Maokai R. He actually got a Poppy R off. They got Baron. That's crazy that T1 ever gets 2 Barons in this game. Like, GenG, like, the first one was kind of dumb. This one was, like, even dumber, the fact that, like, T1 has the option to get this. I feel like Canyon is way too focused on, like, some of these objectives, like, to the point that he's just almost killing himself for 0. Like, I need this guy to have better fighting sense. Like, this is just, like, not correct. And even though Keen had super good Rumble ultis in the beginning, now they're kind of falling off a little bit. And Pace has, like, no pressure. Like, none.
Good map reach here from T1, you know, the ult here from Draven slows down the push here top side. They grab now a second inner turret off of this Baron. It's a decent Baron, considering they lost the fight, lost Cloud Soul. And so when it comes down to execution in the final fight, because we're getting to the point where death times are going to be so long. Yes, most of GenG's base is still standing, but if you have a top wave, if you have a bot wave, you're still going to be able to take a highway straight in. And the big thing here, looking at the cooldowns, we're slowly getting to the point where I think we are going to fight over that next Baron, where everything besides Puma's Flash is going to be up for T1, might be available actually in about 2.5 minutes. Is about to finish his voice out as well.
I mean, they're just gonna farm till Drag, like, till Elder. Or till next Baron, like, one of the two. And this is definitely beneficial to Draven. Ooh, they are not farming till just next spot. So let's see what Kira is doing. Also, even though I found Kira's like movement and ideas in the early game to be, or at least the first 15 minutes, not ideal, he's definitely making it up, like in the mid-late half, like easily. So the only wave to play on for them is top wave right now. Technically, this was the wave that they pushed first. Like, yeah, they could try to 5-man mid, but like they have shit engaged, so like it's never really an option. So Kira's on top side. He's waiting to find someone show up. This guy doesn't see this ward, so he places his ward just to scout this out. They shift up, go for fast play. He has a ward already set up, and they kill Chovy. That was okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm saving that one. That is actually such an awesome play. That is actually such a great play and a great read on the map. Like, yeah, like they definitely could have 4-manned and like pushed this mid wave, and then they would have gone standard control on top side. But it's obvious, and they'll get overtaken. Like, it doesn't really do much in the end. And Rumble pushes bot anyway, so like then you have someone answer. It's like a little seesaw action, but like nothing happens. In the outcome that he does it, this decision, this play, this is what gives them like this quick movement, because these guys are late to deploying, and they know that they're this late. They know Corki just pushed. They know Kalista pushed mid wave. They know Kalista also extended her round one more timing. And Nautilus is deploying wards on bot side anticipation of Dragon, but that's actually... Well, that's actually not bad, because the idea is that it gives Rumble, like, presence to, like, push out his wave, fine. But if he's gonna take his base, then it's kind of whatever. Like, he would have benefited more from putting wards on top side and then just doing a standard retake for Baron side. Like, if Rumble's gonna stay on the map and push more, this is fine. But if he's not, then it's not as good. And so they killed this guy, but then how are they getting caught on the other side? Like, Maokai is looking at these 4, and he gets caught. Oh my god. He had to show himself to do that, too. There's, like, no world where Owner did not show himself to do that. Yeah, he's an idiot. He's actually a moron. Okay, great. So Owner was an idiot.
He's a package button and that's it. And then you have it for Elder, and T1 just disengaged. So very tricky fight to play out now here for GenG. And T1 just walk up and say, my control actually, my wave, no package. Yeah, no package for now. And Kuma, he's nearly going to
That one is really rough. So Baron's coming up, right? This time, because T1 was able to get the Corki kill, this sets this like wave really far back, which is really important. So he's all the way back here, right? He's over here. I don't know. I guess this time like they're kind of worried about like a repeated play, so he's making sure he scouts ahead, which is interesting to see the adaptation occur like that actually. Because ideally, typically he'd just be around here, and then they would just move up like standard. But he's actually scouting this ahead of time because of the play before, so that's very interesting to see. And then he moves down once he knows it's safe, and yep. It's like pretty standard control. They're making sure like, so this one play by Kyria is like really creating issues for GenG on approaching the map. But let's see, like Aatrox is taking the late base again. What the hell is he buying? What did he buy? Boots and a pink? Dude, I'm really getting sick and tired of these guys having like these late contests, but this is the wave you're playing for next, right? Everyone's here. Don't do anything weird. Everyone's just gonna play for this wave like a standard like set. Aatrox is in a fine position. I guess it doesn't matter in the end. Like it seems like no issues are occurring, so this is fine. They got the wave. Cool. Now this is the most interesting thing. These wards. When did they get these wards down? By Nautilus. Because none of these got cleared. These got placed here. So he placed these boards now. And they never thought about where these boards were placed. Like, not once did they think this might be an issue. Which is interesting. Because enemy has, like, really long, like, forms of, like, reach. So the second they went in here, like, one, Draven should never go first. Like, let's just say that right now. Like, Draven should never be here. Draven should just sit here, let Owner go through, because Owner's like a piece of shit anyways, like, doesn't do anything. And kind of just weigh your options. Don't put yourself in a position that, like, is tough. Like, it's fine if it's maybe if it's Sears here, but not Draven. But I don't blame him for this situation, because it's just like how the vision is. Really good Rumble ulti. He's getting cooked. Basically almost dies to Rumble ulti alone. Maokai has the base. Keen almost kills himself. Almost. And it becomes an even set. It really turns into an even set regardless of all this, though. Like, where's Pace in all this? Pace really has no confidence to push his shit into Aatrox, does he? Where's Chovy? Because Chovy's pretty late to this situation. Oh, he gets Poppy ultied. See, what I don't understand is they have vision of Poppy, so like just back off. Like at this point, like you don't have to put your like the. I mean, them losing Chovy sucks because typically he should be able to just push into this guy and fight him, and then just see how it goes. But Chovy got knocked off so far, so I understand that Pace didn't want to like necessarily risk that. Game just continues. And they get Baron. I assume that's from just how things offset. And they were coming to the close of this game. So this, like, they're gonna receive this wave. Aatrox is looking for a deep flank. He hits the vision plant. What a moron. Oh my god, why would he ever hit the vision plant? He's dead. Okay, so Zeus is a dumbass. Like, hit the vision plant. Never do that. Really good fucking Rumble ulti, god damn. And so, interesting enough, this guy, they now know that this guy could be behind them, which is awkward. And Kyria, I mean, he's playing Poppy, but he's looking for a flank. This is not how your comp plays. Like, this is the time where I'll say, like, this guy's, like, trolling the shit here. Like, yeah, he could hop over and go for, like, a Poppy R ulti, but, like, look, he can't protect anyone. Yes, the situation's already fucked, but... And that's the game. That has to be the game. It's not the game. Because we're back at it again. So I know they're rushing in this shit, but... Does Quirky do enough damage to murder Maokai here? Because, in theory, Maokai could W Lehens, push him back, and they would just straight up kill him. Also, holy shit, I did not realize that Faker actually picked up a triple there. Like, I just assumed, like, it was Joe over, but he gets the 0 ulti? Wait, he E'd in? That was... Okay, that was wild. Holy shit. I would never imagine to E in, but he kind of baits spells that way. So this guy could have just died in this moment. He's not dead. So now he has his R and capabilities to fight. Diego steals it. Oh, that actually... Dude, the Nautilus was actually an issue. The Nautilus actually was an issue in this situation. Don't get me wrong, like, obviously, like, if they got the dragon, like, it would have been fine. They do something... It's really awkward because if they stack in here, because, like, Azir could try to do the shuffle play, but it's not going to do anything. I think it's just the choice of where they pull the dragon. Because they pull it up here. But, and I know they're trying to rush it, but they pull it here. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, this guy would approach from here too. Maokai has... Wait. They don't know Maokai's here. How... Do they know how far away or when these guys are going to come back up? 39, 42. So your mid's going to come up later. Rumble and Viego and Kalista are dead for 40 seconds, so 42-10. So it's been 7 seconds and Faker has TP. Rumble doesn't. But Rumble is... Yeah, Rumble was one of the people that died. So they're all going to come a little bit later. So you have a good... Once they're up, you have a good 15 seconds. Shouldn't these guys be up sooner? 40 seconds. Oh, 42-15. So you have about 15 seconds before they get there, right? So about 42-30 is when you expect the cavalry to arrive. Honestly, I kill Lehens for sure. There's also an option to literally flash on the Chovy, but the thing is he has W and flash, so it probably takes him too far away. But I probably just kill Lehens here. 100% Lehens is dead. And then you fish for a flash play with Poppy onto Corki, and you pray. Because the way they approached this was just like, I don't know. Like somehow Lehens is just sitting there just fucking them up. In the end, like Lehens actually won that fight. Like yes, the Elder Dragon also helped, but if you look, and let's say the Elder Dragon never happened. Let's say they got it. So Lehens is like probably dead, right? Good chance Canyon might die in this situation too. But Guma and Faker are already taken out. Like they're already super screwed. We dodged the E. Also, Chovy could just straight up killed someone here, like sooner, but that's the game. Huh. All I can say is who's the MVP? MVP. He played a lot better in the later parts, but he also made mistakes. This was not the greatest by Canyon either. Keen was super good. It might be Keen. It's either Keen or Chovy. Like, one of these two, like, he had a lot of presence and then he made some mistakes. He made less mistakes but had less presence, but generally, like, he was just so strong that was always an issue. All the packages always, like, created issues. This guy was extremely whatever, like, didn't do anything. He was pretty good, but some positioning errors. He was terrible. He was kind of bad. So-so, but, like, worse. So-so. So-so. Really good, really good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I guess I'd do it for him too. Yeah, it's between these two. Wow. Interesting. So that was the first game of the series. If it's gonna be like this, then hopefully things turn up a little bit more. Hopefully T1 kind of reads the map a little bit better. And with that, if they have better flow in the early game, it'll be a hell of a series. If not, it won't be so great.